information of how it affects an individual. I know that it doesn't hit every single person, but boy, when I'm throwing the darts, I'm throwing them in the bullseye most of the time here. So it's important to understand that I'm not trying to sell you this system, that this system's in full play globally. It's just that it allows you as a cultivator a very powerful introspective tool. It allows you to look at a market, clearly define it into simple categories, measure them against each other, and it lets you know where the movement is happening. Velocity is what you care about. Speed of movement through the system is the only thing you care about. Whatever's moving fast through a system is trend. Speed of movement dictates trend. And so if I can find out what's moving fastest relative to the other categories, I know that it's not. Rockstar's moving, why? Because they want hot numbered gas. Well, I can get hot numbered gas, so let's put it in there. And you can instantly enter the fight right now while the trend is hot. You just have to understand what it is you're doing. So this tool is so useful, and I put it out into the public a decade ago in terms of like information, so that people could benefit from a tool that I know that I was using and making money with. And what it does, it also allows us all to have an ability to have common language, so that when we're talking to buyers, we're talking to smokers, we're talking to distributors, you're using language that everybody can understand and repeat. So what we're able to do is have clarity. So there's not ambiguity, and the connotation and denotation are the same. Anybody else?
I got a question.
What do you got?
Well, you're talking about breeding, but the future is hash concentrates. Do you see people mixing their hash? Right now they call that cross-contamination in Canada if you're mixing your strains, but do you see people mixing their hash together to get the what they want from the floor to get their own?
To a degree, blending's okay. It's just that we'll get the profile in terms of how we like perceive, but because we manufactured it ourselves, we get a muddled effect. So when I blend, it's not the same as if the plant blended it. And so is it okay? Yeah. And is it palatable? Yeah. But ideally it would be in the same package. And so weaving the flavors, it's kind of like, you can take, like we used to do this all the time, like you'd take something that you really liked that had great flavor and you'd mix it with something that had great power, because it's the easy way to get around having to breed it. But the problem though too is that you're not getting I want to say a synergy high. You're getting like a full plant, full crop direction, which is popular in Middle East, but like we've kind of become pretty mono cut direction, where we like some very specific things, and if we can get them to work in synergy, it's a little better. So when I'm consuming, so like with hash strains, you're really talking about abscission layer. You're talking about how easily does this trike break free from the stalk, so that I have the least amount of agitation, the least amount of effort, the max amount of yield. And you want an open structure around the plant so that I get the most amount to remove itself, and also I get an open structure so I get the most amount of light internally, so that the light intensity is increasing my cannabinoid level, metabolite level in every gland equivalently, so that the ones on the exterior, if I peel those off, I have a phenomenal COA, but if I peel the ones on the interior off, I get a far less number, because they're not getting hit by the sun. So with hash, we're trying to open a plant up to expose it. We're trying to create a situation where it's fragile. And with flower, it's different. But with hash, when you're talking about blending, to me, it's so powerful, and there's so much in like a rosin that it's this overabundance. And so yeah, you're gonna get what you want out of it, but what I think is it's gonna be people who are precision blenders, where they're able to understand what's the ratio exactly, so they get the effect, but they don't modify the key driving effect that you want. If you take away the impact of the gas, to me, the problem is I have to come back to the product too quick. So if you cut my fuel with too much fruit to give me mouth, I am chasing the high 20 minutes later. So I'm not happy. And so blending, I believe in that regard, is incredible, but it requires skill, and we don't have that practice yet. Well, no, because it comes down to money. It comes down to like what we want is we want the most efficient usage of the product. So that why do I need to spend $10 if $5 works correctly, right? So that's the gist of it. And a lot of this stuff too is, for me, it's about simplicity, because simplicity. I have this motto where I'm high concept, low tech. I try to use my brain more than my wallet. So that what it does, it allows me to be smart even when I'm poor. And if I rely on my wallet, then I'm fucked. I don't have any money. But by using your brain and trying to really like look at a thing deeply and understand and simplify and refine, what we have is a repeatable and then transferable. I need to be able to give you the info so you can benefit from it. So what it does is it starts to allow all of us to benefit from an ability to get customers to understand how to buy and consume products.